You can press your thumb into the skin of a mammoth that died 39,000 years ago. And when you do, blood comes out, dark red, still flowing. That is not a metaphor. That happened. 6 extinct animals were found so perfectly preserved that science still cannot fully explain how. This is what scientists saw when they opened them. Beneath the permafrost, miles of frozen ground that have not thawed in tens of thousands of years, things are waiting. Not bones, not imprints pressed into stone. Bodies, complete, intact. Fur you could run your fingers through. This is a countdown of 6 extinct animals found perfectly preserved, some frozen in ice, one buried in rock, and one so ancient it predates every mammal on this list by 100 million years. The last entry on this list woke up. Summer 2016, Yukon Territory, Canada. A gold miner is blasting through frozen ground with a high-pressure water hose. Something begins melting out of the ice. It is not gold. It is a wolf pup named Jour, meaning wolf in the hen language, 7 weeks old when she died, locked in permafrost for 57,000 years. The most complete Ice Age wolf ever found. Her face is almost indistinguishable from a modern wolf pup. Every part intact, fur, eyes, the papillae on her tongue still visible. She is so small she fits in the palm of a hand. Scientists ran DNA analysis, X-rays, isotope studies. When you look at her, you are not looking at a fossil. You are looking at a puppy. Her diet was almost entirely fish. A 7-week-old wolf pup raised in the Yukon wilderness eating almost exclusively fish. Scientists have no explanation. They do not know why. They do not know how she died. They do not know why she was frozen so perfectly. 3 questions, 0 answers. 2014, Siberia. A man named Alexander Bandarov is sailing past a ravine when he notices something hanging from the frozen bank above him. He assumes it is a reindeer carcass. He pulls over. What falls at his feet has been there for 34,000 years. Named Sasha after Alexander, a baby woolly rhinoceros, 7 months old at death. Already nearly 5 feet long, bigger at 7 months than a modern African rhino at a year and a half. The first baby woolly rhinoceros ever found anywhere in the world. The fur is thick, soft, and fully intact down to the dense, insulating undercoat beneath the long guard hairs. You can see its eye, ear, nostrils, and lips. Before 2014, every image of a woolly rhinoceros face was an artist's guess. Scientists had been reconstructing this animal's appearance for 200 years based entirely on bones. When Sasha's face emerged from the ice, the reconstruction and the reality did not match. The nose was shaped differently. The ears were in a different position. 200 years of science had the face wrong. The first time any human saw a real woolly rhinoceros face was in 2014, and it was not what anyone expected. Next is Yuka, a woolly mammoth between 6 and 9 years old when she died around 39,000 years ago on the Arctic coast of Siberia. Scientists believe she fell into a lake or got stuck in a swamp and could not pull herself out. Her fur, trunk, tongue, tissue, and much of her soft anatomy are still intact. When scientists examined her hide, they found cut marks made by what appeared to be human hands. Prehistoric humans had butchered this animal 39,000 years ago and left the evidence etched into her skin. But the cut marks were not the most disturbing thing scientists found. When scientists pressed into Yuka's tissue during examination, dark red blood came flowing out. Still liquid, still dark red. From an animal frozen for 39,000 years. Scientists believe her blood contained a biological antifreeze preventing full crystallization. Her cell nuclei show signs of biological activity. Yuka is not just a preserved body. She could be cloned. A living woolly mammoth could walk the earth again using samples taken from her tissue. Prehistoric humans touched this animal, left their marks on her skin. 2016, Yakutia region, Siberia. Paleontologists find 2 cave lion cubs buried 7 meters underground, just a few meters apart. Their whiskers are still attached. Their fur is still intact. Named Yuan and Dina after the nearby Uyandina River. 2 weeks old at death. Eyes had not opened yet. Baby teeth still developing inside their gums. The leading theory is that a landslide collapsed on their den while the mother was out hunting. She came back. They were already gone. The preservation is so perfect that researchers spent years trying to determine whether residue of the mother's milk remained in their stomachs. Cave lions were significantly larger than modern African lions, apex predators that ruled Europe and Siberia during the Ice Age with no natural enemies. 2011, an oil mine in Alberta, Canada. A heavy equipment operator named Sean Funk is working an excavator when his machine scrapes against something that is not rock. The object is extracted over several weeks of careful manual labor. What comes out of the ground is a 110 million-year-old armored dinosaur that looks less like a fossil and more like something that died yesterday. The actual skin is still there, sitting on top of the armor plating. A team of specialists spent over 7,000 hours across multiple years preparing the animal for study. Analysis of preserved pigment revealed a reddish-brown coloration on its upper body. Then scientists looked into its stomach and found the contents of its final meal, almost entirely soft fern fronds. They knew what it ate for breakfast 110 million years ago. 2018. A laboratory. A researcher named Anastasia Sakharova is working with ancient soil samples pulled from Siberian permafrost 16 years earlier. The samples came from a fossilized squirrel burrow buried 40 meters below the Arctic surface. When she adds water to the frozen sediment, something happens that should not be possible. It moves. The thawed soil contains microscopic roundworms that had been frozen solid for 46,000 years. They entered a state called cryptobiosis during the Pleistocene epoch, when woolly mammoths still roamed and modern humans had only just begun exploring Africa. They stayed frozen and motionless for 46,000 years. Within hours, they were eating. Soon after, they were reproducing. 46,000 years of stillness ended with a drop of water in a laboratory. The species was completely unknown to science. No researcher had ever seen or classified them. They spent 46,000 years frozen under 40 meters of Arctic ground and woke up as an entirely new species. Which animal from this list would you bring back? Subscribe to The Rare.